Welcome back, you guys. So we're actually working on this right now, which is a GTO, we'll say. No, not GTO. It's a Le Mans. Or no, it's not a Le Mans either. I'm wrong. It's a Catalina. It's a Le Mans / GTO / Catalina. It's a Catalina. None of those other ones. Pretty cool car. We have a 400 sitting here. No, we don't have 400. Not even close. We have the junk. Well, I know these guys are like them, so I'm not gonna condemn them. We have the 301, which to me, they're junk. I don't like them. I've heard lots of horror stories on them. This one has a really bad knock. If you guys check the shorts, you guys will hear the knock. Pretty bad. But we're gonna fix all this, what's wrong with this, because the 301, ick. They could have actually, when this car was new, bought a 350 with one of these, which I think would be cooler than 301, but they bought the 301. Now this is, the guy that we're working on for is the second owner, I do believe. He bought an original owner, all original miles. He was driving it on the highway to work, I think is what he said, or back from work, and it started knocking. So 301 is coming out. He's got a badass 350 that he's gonna buy and stick in here, which I think will add more power to this thing and get rid of the problem, the 301. Again, if you like 301s, cool, but it's like one of the smallest V8s I think Pontiac ever made, and they're nothing special. I mean, I personally prefer the 400, or the 455, but this 301, it did its job since 1978, I think, 78 or 79. It did its job, so time to send this out to pasture. My pasture, I'm not sure if he's gonna want it back. If he wants it back, it'll go back to him, and if he doesn't, it'll find its way to a junkyard far, far away. So he's wanting to put a carbureted 350 2-barrel in here, which is a carbureted 301, or did I say 350 4-barrel? Sorry, 4-barrel. Pretty beast 4-barrel 350 that's built up. You can get rid of this 2-barrel 301 garbage that's in here. So, I know plenty of guys love the 301. I don't. Again, as you guys know, kind of hate these engines. Clean up in here because there's a lot of stuff that I'm not sure he's gonna want to hook back up. Like his screws, he's probably gonna want his screws hooked back up. But you could pretty things up in here and not make it look so congested. But we'll get into that to another video. I pulled the belts off of it, hoping that, because I heard on another YouTube channel that belts can make the same noise as a knocking noise or a ticking noise. Now, I personally never heard that, but this gentleman's older than me, so he knows more than me on cars. He's been doing it longer than me. But that was not the knocking noise. The knocking noise is what I'm assuming is a rod, but it could also be valve train noise. But I think it's a rod. I'm pretty sure it's a rod, because it gets bad. The more RPM you give it, the louder it gets. So I'm gonna put pretty big stake on it. That's a rod. Never know, when I get out of here, I may pull it apart and see what the hell the problem was. Probably not, because I don't care that this is junk. It's 301. Again, if you like 301s, I'm sorry, but to me they're junk. On something like this, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a firm believer in there's no replacement for displacement. That means, why have a slant 6 when you can have a V8? Why have a 318 when you have a 360? Why not? Why have a 400? Why have a 350 when you have a 400? I believe the displacement matters. So, but we gotta put an engine in it. He's wanting an engine in it. Air shocks on the back, and something, the rear end brakes look good. But I'll walk you guys around the car now that I'm done making fun of 301s. So I think this is a 78. I can't remember exactly the year he said, and I'm not familiar with these bigger Pontiacs. I do love the rims. The rims are pretty cool. They're like a retro rally, like over there on the ground. It's off the Le Mans, but these are chrome. They're pretty cool. Really cool car. Vinyl top is actually perfect. I mean, it's really good shape. I mean, for vinyl top cars, as you guys know, vinyl tops hold moisture, and then rust forms and bye-bye roof, skin. So, car is in really good shape as far as the inside goes. That's the mileage on the odometer. Pretty cool car. I dig it. But yeah. And see, I have this car's older twin brother. See, Catalina's actually had a 65 years and years ago. Pretty cool car. But we have a 64. Or no, a 65. So my Catalina had to be a 64. 64, not 65. But we have the Le Mans. I like those rims. Those rims look better than those rims. See, those rims, these rims here, are basically the older version of those, which are new, I think, and they're chrome, where these are not chrome. But pretty cool car, you guys. We're gonna dig into the rear end, and I'll bring you guys back when we start finding what's wrong with it. All right, you guys want to see what a connecting rod sounds like? Now, I see some people saying that belts can make the same noise as connecting rods. In my case, that's never the case. As you guys can see, the belts are completely off of it. So this is either a connecting rod or a bad bearing. Or the noise will get louder as you give a throttle usually. Hear that? That's either a stem bearing of some kind or something in the valve train. I think it's connecting rod though. Because it gets louder the more RPM you give it.
Okay, you guys, when I say connecting rod, I mean spun bearing.
Exactly.
Somewhere.
Alright, you guys, so we pulled that drum right there off. And that is fucking rear end wheel, yeah. So that's rear end wheel. Somebody's put new hardware on it at one time, but you're up and down. You're going up and down. As you guys can see, she is, what's up? She's pretty greasy. That's neat. That actually goes in the back of the block. So, these are actually rusted completely off. So this is gonna go to probably the Great Beyond. But check this out, you guys. That might have been the tapping noise. Might have been. I mean, look. You can actually move my teeth. Yeah. She's just wore out. And then there's this here. So it's definitely probably got a wiped out cam. But it does have a frame on it, so that's good. This is gonna have to get pulled off. But other than that, you guys, this is going to the land of junk and scrap. And well, you guys, I'm gonna end it here. Nice night to just sit here and look at the car and look at the engine, and I feel like I got a lot accomplished. Now, this video wasn't very long. I didn't really show in detail how to pull an engine. It's pretty self-explanatory, but the video was pretty short. I made fun of 301s, which if you want to pull it like 301s, I'm sorry. But, yep. See you guys hopefully next time when we put the engine back in this car. Well, a 350, not that boat anchor over there. I just pulled it off, put the intake on it so I can get out of the bed of the truck. I'm having some doubts that this thing was rebuilt. Because look how filthy them push rods are. That's pretty filthy. The heads are pretty clean, but I just want to document that. So, bring you guys back when we're actually putting it in the car. And then you guys, there's no washers on any of these valve cover bolts. And then to add some little bit more, well, I think this thing wasn't fully rebuilt. Look in that hole there. See all that grease and grunge in all them holes? That looks like to me somebody just spray painted this thing blue and sent out the door. I don't know, but that's what it's looking like to me. We'll see when it starts up and runs how it runs. I'm just documenting this part right here because if it runs stupid, it's nothing we did. Ooh. It does have ARP hardware. Ooh.
I'm not doing a very good job recording here.
It's not a cameraman. Now remember, when you do an intake, you always work the center out. You tighten things down.
Yeah.
Right now, you can just put it in anywhere you want. But when you actually tighten it down, you work the center out so you don't crack it.
When you're doing this, you want to tighten this first. So it seals that rubber up in there.
I don't know if he's going to even want to use this intake, guys, because it doesn't have a spot for the AC that we could tell. Now, when we get it in the car, it might be a very otherwise situation. But I do want to point something out before we go that far. You can't use the 301 intake, so instead you can't use that.
So I got one around here though. I got an iron intake for a Pontiac.
No, we jumped
it. All right, here, take your phone, homie.
I'm doing something. All right, I'll bring you guys back. All right, you guys. So these are the motor mouths off of this. They won't work. Here's why. Look at the shapes. This one goes like this. This one actually bolts here to here, where that one bolted from here. So let's talk about one of the main concerns, flex plates. Pre-1970, because that is a 70s 350, Pontiac 350. Not to be confused with a Chevy 350, Chevy 400, anything. Just in case Rock Auto's still watching, you don't confuse those two. Chevy, different than Pontiac, but Rock Hollow don't know their shit, so. Besides the point, as you guys can tell, the 70 has a bigger center hole than the 76 and up. I think it's 75 and below have this style, and 76 and up have the smaller size. So that's one reason why you can't use this. The other reason is the 301 has a weight. The 350 does not have the weight. This was 50 or 60 bucks at Rock Auto, or at AutoZone, I think. I can't remember. I didn't go with Dad to order it. So here is all that information. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, you guys. Flex plate's on. So I'll get this engine stuck in this car in a little bit. Alright, you guys, engine's going in this car. As you can see, motor mounts have been changed because they're in a totally different location. The ones that he had on it were rubber, and they went here and there. So his mounts actually move the engine forwards. So bring those back ones in the car. Alright, you guys, engine's in. Time to button up what we can and get him a parts list. What he needs to buy is going to need at least fucking manifolds. And some odds and end things, I'm sure. Carburetor studs. So we're working on this. How's it going to bring you along? But the guy he bought this off of said it was fully rebuilt, and there's probably no way in hell that this was fully rebuilt. Push rods wore pretty good.
Run time on it. I mean, there's a shine there on it. It's got some run time on it.
Look how loose everything is. And keep in mind, this valve cover is.
There ain't no way that's gonna be a
Look,
sticker, dude.
this is gonna tick. This engine was not fully rebuilt.
The only one is not one. That's the only one, dude. But
this engine's gonna tick. Probably. I mean, it's probably not gonna be good. The valve covers, they're not tight. They use generic hardware, but then put a washer on. When you put something like this on a valve cover, put a washer on it. That way it tightens down. Flat washer, not lock washer. Now look how much oil is between the valve cover and the block.
yeah, it's soaked all the way through.
And it's soaked all the way through. This thing is probably going to be a turd. As you guys seen with the motor mount holes, there was grease in those, so it didn't clean the block very good at all. It makes you wonder how the inside of the block was done.
I think they did what Bostrip calls a Craigslist rebuild.
Yeah, I think they just cleaned it to the best of their ability and spray painted it.
I think that's what he calls it, ain't it?
I'm not going to say how much money the man has in it, but for the money he has in this thing should be a beast. But looking at what I see, it's probably going to be a turd. Still going to be better than that, 301, but still going to be a turd. I bet it ticks. And keep in mind, we didn't put this together. He bought this off of another guy. This would not be like this we put together. So, either the guy was full of shit about it being fully rebuilt.
Maybe he's not full of shit. Maybe the guy only knows what he was told. It came with the car. He's got a convertible Le Mans GTO clone, whatever he's got up there. And the motor come with it. So maybe he only knows what the people told him, you know what I mean? We're not saying he ripped the guy off. That's not what we're trying to say here at all. I seriously doubt this is
fully rebuilt.
But we didn't pull a pan or nothing like that off of it like I normally would do because
It's not our engine.
You don't want to take a chance on tearing the gas yet and then have to deal with all that and come out talking about it.
And it wasn't like the last engine we put in.
We wouldn't have pulled his valve cover off, but it has to be flipped around because it's got breathers on both valve covers and it's going to hit with the AC, so it has to be.
Yeah, this right here. So this was like that, and that needs to be that. So let's see. And then the valve covers are loose, like seriously loose, like not even tight. But you don't want them super tight, but you do want them tight.
I mean, we did hear the motor, supposedly on video, we didn't hear it with our own ears, but on video, the motor supposedly ran And I mean, it sounded okay, but I mean, we'll see.
I mean,
It's not been in the car in a long time. I'll tell you that much.
look.
The dial still had paint on it. And keep in mind though, it ain't been ran in a while, so I mean, it could be just that they bled down. I mean, which hopefully
That's true.
Hopefully they don't instantly bleed down. I think.
Like the little month over there.
Yeah. Who was it talking? What had that? I think it was Bottle Rocket that Tony was talking about. That it would kept instantly bleeding down. He would shut it off and they would instantly bleed down the liquids.
And then another issue that we're running into on this, which is slowing things down. Lots of things. First of all, going from a 301 to a 350 is a pain when you buy an engine that don't have accessories and you know, because these accessories will not work. The 70 block is totally different on the heads, so where you bolt shit to, so it doesn't bolt. So you need 70 brackets, pulleys. Well, probably not pulleys. I think pulleys will be fine. But just kind of a bear. So if you guys go to buy an engine to do this swap, I highly suggest. Hang on. Anyways, you guys, sorry. I don't look at something. If you guys go to swap an engine, I don't care if it's this. Hell, if it's that, buy a complete engine. Pulleys, flex plate, all that stuff. That way, it's all there. You know it fits. You don't have to dilly-dally with this. So, buy a complete engine, not just a complete bottom to top engine, from accessories back. So, I'm gonna get back to this, but I just wanted to show that because if we start this and it ticks, it knocks, it does anything, he needs to have proof of this. Because for the money that he has spent on this, you know, I'm not going to give the actual number. Because for one, I really don't know the actual number. I know a round, probably estimate of what he spent, but I'm not going to say it. For the money he has in this was not cheap. And if this ticks or knocks, it's because of whoever rebuilt it. So it's their problem if it's rebuilt. I'm not 100% sure it's been rebuilt. It's not. It don't take much to do what Life Script said and to pull an engine out of a 65 Le Mans with a 326, pull that engine out, spray paint it, put some fancy valve covers and intake on it, and call it rebuilt. And to sell it to somebody that's unsuspecting. But don't know if that's what they did or not, so I'll bring you guys back if we find anything else out. Alrighty, you guys. So I wanted to edit this video and put this video out. We're still waiting on parts for the 79, I think, 78 Catalina. So while we're waiting on parts, that video will be coming soon. So hopefully you guys stick around for the Skylard. Been a while since we touched it, but don't have parts for this. Might as well mess with that. So that being said, I'll put this video out. Next video will be us wrapping the thing the rest of the way up and driving it and giving it back to the gentleman who owns it. And I think he'll enjoy the car, and pretty cool car. So as long as he's happy, we're happy, and I'll just video out to you guys. See you guys next time. Bye-bye. Whatever the hell this is, 10 bolt.
Just fitting the wheel bearings in it.
New bearings, new brakes. I suggest you're pulling an axle up, do this. Put your drum on backwards. That way you have a little bit more leverage to grab things. So let's see what the oil looks like. I hate this part. The stinky, yeah.
Morrissey was just talking about that the other day.
This is the worst smelling shit you'll ever smell working on a car. I don't care. I'll take the smell of gas, take the smell of paint.
I'm there for the smell of paint.
I hate this shit. Yeah.
You're gonna have to hammer on that fucker, huh?
She's got a wear mark, you guys. Look. Right there. Wow. Neat good. Alright, you guys, seal's installed.
New bearing,
New bearing, new seal. So if you have one of these, here's the part number for the bearing you're gonna need. It's a Master Pro 5707 is the bearing, and the seal is a Precision bearing and seal, and it is a 8660S. Hey you guys, what's up? We're at this is right now to pick up a set of manifolds for this thing. You're done, axle's done. Next thing is to do air shocks and sliding and stuff. Alright you guys, day 5000 of working on this lovely car. I'm gonna get jacked in the air, get torque rotor bolts in, which are these weird little ones. I mean, these are weird. This goes behind the torque rotor, and then this goes through the flex plate, through the torque rotor, and then those are these. Kind of a weird setup. Plus, there's only 3 of them, unlike most that have 4. So, bring you guys back when I get up in the air and I get these bolts in and starter in place. And alright, you guys, new studs installed. Installing. Well, installing. He's got that one to pull out. And he's got that one to deal with. Hey you guys, so I'm underneath this, and then I want to show this because, look. So, the rest of the car is pretty solid. That's actually the exhaust stud. Hence, one of the reasons why we couldn't use manifolds off of this. But as you can see, it rusted completely off. And then look at this flange. This flange is all ate up. But, hey, it is what it is. That side had 2 or 3, but I already knocked them out. We had 2, broke off in it too. I've already knocked them out, though they're on the ground over here somewhere. But, yeah. Just figured I'd show that, because for 1, it's weird because of how solid the car is. For 2, I don't know why the manifolds themselves rusted so bad, but the other side of the car is pretty. Alrighty guys, we're at AutoZone picking up some parts for this Le Mans, or the Catalina. Check this out. We're gonna try to spin these out, but it may not spin out and they may break the corners. So if we do, he's gotta buy a flange. So that being said, look at that. Years of rust.
That's the dipstick that came with it. It's for a non-AC car. I got one here for a Pontiac 400 with AC. So I'm just gonna give it to him, put it in there. And I'll just keep his non-AC, and then hopefully, whenever I get AC put on my shit, I can get another key, hopefully. This makes it longer and extends it. So it comes up over the AC, because where it goes in at, it's below the AC compressor down in there. So there's no way you can get the dipstick key out. You use the one that came with the motor. So. Alright, that's it.
Okay guys, here's a TV cable. This is actually out of our 704 out of my old truck.
Did not work.
Actually out of my truck.
Totally the wrong style cable.
This is brand new. I mean, I literally I just put it in maybe 3 or 4 months before it actually went kaput. The transmission went kaput. His needs to be longer, so we're hoping that this will do, because this is for a 350 and a 704, and this one has a kick down a TV cable. Alrighty guys, here's a TV cable out of this car, and here's a TV cable that we got. As you guys can see, it's quite a bit longer.
In reality, in theory, that should change this fucking That should solve this problem. If it'll go in training, which it should.
So yeah. Another thing that if you're going from a 301 to a 350, you're gonna have to do is.
I think it's got to do with it being a 2-barrel or a 4-barrel. Is what I think it's got to do.
Again, if this works, this is off of like a 92, we'll say Chevy truck with a 5.7.
You need 700 R4 is what it is. 700 R4.
Alrighty, you guys, brakes are blowing this car. We're getting ready to put the rims back on it, put it back on the ground, and basically she's ready to be sent home. Got a couple small things to do, but I think it's ready to go. I don't see any real issue with it. Basically she's done. So yeah. Long time coming. After we get this out of here, we're gonna start on this, getting this painted. Well, the front end painted. I'm not sure if the whole car will be painted. The front end needs to get painted. I need to get a booster and master, which I have one on eBay. So that'll go good. Because a dude on For Everybody's Only was just a dumbass and an asshole. So fuck him. Thought the world revolved around him because I didn't get back in 2 days. He wanted to call me an idiot, retard. Well, sorry, an idiot and a moron and lazy and pretty much call me everything but Austin. And I didn't do nothing to him. All he didn't do was just basically not respond to him in 2 days because, well, I have a life and I'm working on other things. My life don't revolve around Everybody's Only. Then they tried to tell me if I talked about it on my YouTube channel that I wouldn't like it. So I'm not going to do a whole video on it. But fuck the dude. He knows who he is. And fuck him because I didn't respond back to you back 2 days. For one, got a life. For two, I'm not your boyfriend. I don't have to respond back to you immediately. So, booster cover for this. Get this front sheet metal painted. And then this car will be ready for no names. I got to put a 14-inch Cavalier tire on the rim and put on this. Because these 7 1/4s and these darts, Dusters, Demon, or well, I don't know if Demon could have came with a 7 1/4 or not. But these A-bodies on the rear have the same exact lug pattern as an 02 Chevy Cavalier. So keep that in mind. But basically we're going to paint from here forwards, and then this winter we'll paint from there back. Get the car painted. The paint and primer is going to be what? How much for paint? For my car. So $300 for paint and the primer. So that's cheap, and then me and Dad will do the body work shit ourselves. But like I said, won't be using Everybody's Only no more. Fuck them. And yeah, so see you guys next time. When this is on the road, and just so that she's back on the ground. Alrighty, guys, Dad's building a bracket for the AC. So see that one's done. Already back on the ground. Alright, you guys, this is what Dad fabricated. So it's not the best, but it worked. You guys would probably never guess that used to be a nut. The reason why I had to do this is because the valve cover is actually taller on the engine than with the 301 because it got aftermarket valve covers, so it looked better once painted. I think it goes back when it's painted. Alright, you guys, she's painted. You guys would have never guessed that started out as a one bracket. Again, had to raise it to clear the valve covers. Alright, you guys, so this is off of my 65 Pontiac Le Mans. I think these brackets that he gave him were mismatched because this will not fit on this engine. I mean, it'll fit, but it throws the alternator off. So it's like, I don't know if it takes a different style alternator, I don't know. I think it's mismatched bracketries, but it could be right. And maybe he just don't have something else to do it. But you could bolt this in like this, and it throws the hole in the alternator off, completely off. So that's wrong. So I'm gonna use one off of my 65 Le Mans, which will work just fine. And it threw the hose off. I mean, it's not a good thing. So This will fix a lot of problems just in 1 second. And just like that, it's on.
We only have one flow max out here. Don't sound too bad. Motor seems to run pretty good. Goes on the road.
You guys, he's finally going home. Finally going back to her owner. After having her 301 guts ripped out. Her 7350 guts put in. Air shocks, new bearings, new bushings. New seals. Alrighty guys, she's made it basically to Plainfield. Pretty good, smooth sailing. Last time you guys will see this car, and we're gonna take the next 23 minutes and just drive the rest of the way.